And welcome to Husky Huddle. I'm your host, the best podcast host in the universe, Steve Cully. With me, as always, the coach himself, David Schumann. And yes, I am still banned from Stores Central. I sent it to Mike Burton, and Burton has not been able to figure out why I'm still banned from Stores Central. But it is humorous that I pay $20 a month and I can't go on anywhere for Store Central.
No, you can't go on anywhere.
I can't go on anywhere. It's absolutely amazing that I just, what did I do?
I get an email.
I know I pissed off Jared, and I know Jared doesn't like me, and I get all that, but come on, really?
Why don't you just set up a new account? Can you get in that way?
I've tried that. I've tried new accounts. It still says banned, or it says I have a VPN that needs to be shut off. I don't have a VPN. So, oh, it's great.
You don't have a VPN. I actually have a VPN.
You should have a VPN so the government can't track you.
Yeah.
I don't blame you for that one. But I've created new accounts. I've done absolutely everything possible. And I can't get on. I all I want is just news. I just want some of the news from football, which I can't find anywhere. You can get the roster, you can get a little bit of this, a little bit of that, but there's no real news. I know that they had, see, it's still the same bullshit. See, I know that they had a practice open to alumni. I think it was Saturday that went pretty well. So it's just going to be interesting to see how it goes. And they have a new passing game coordinator, that Price Tracy. Now they put up an article, the top 5 transfers to watch this spring. And I'm looking at it right now. Linebacker Tyquan King. He's a West Haven, Connecticut kid who went to South Carolina. And he graduated. Oh, no, Jesus, this is his 3rd transfer. He went, I'm sorry. West Haven, Connecticut native who attended high school in South Carolina. He played at Temple. Oh, we watched him. Yes, he did look good. Byron Parham, we watched him. He's the guy, he was at Washington and San Jose State. I believe we watched him when he was at Washington. He didn't play very much at Washington. He was very productive at San Jose State. The wide receiver is Chris Parker. Chris Parker was a 4-star recruit out of high school. I mean, Dave, this just bothers me. He has transferred already. He went to Ohio State, transferred to Auburn, and now transferred to UConn. He's 6'3", 195. He had a great year in 2024 with Central Michigan, the Chippewas, but they were 5-7 and 3-9. And he was great. I mean, he had good numbers, and is a big receiver. We watched this kid who I thought was pretty good. Remember the offensive lineman from Notre Dame, Ty Chan? He was good. He just didn't play much. And then the guy that I believe you liked was, is this the Hawaii kid? The safety. His name is, I can't even say it, Kamoa Latu. Yeah, he is supposed to, he's going to play safety because losing Malik Dixon Williams was tough. And he is with Penn State transfer Tyrese Mills and Mississippi State transfer Kobe Albert. And this kid comes from Wisconsin. He played well in 2022. He had 55 tackles and two INTs. He didn't do anything. I don't know what he did the last 2 years. It doesn't say. So it says with the coaching change to Luke Fickell, his playing time dwindled. So he obviously didn't do anything for 2 years.
Right.
Those are the top 5 recruits, transfers that they say to be on the lookout for. So this is interesting. The off-season sit-down interview with Price Tracy, who is the new quarterback coach. It's, and that somewhat stinks because it's going to be a clean slate, and that they want Nick Evers to play. And I just, you and I both know, but we wanted to send our condolences to Mike Burton for losing his father. Condolences to him. We wish him well, his family well. And I am sending him his favorite half moons, which will be sent today. So he's excited to get his half moons. You don't know about the half moons, do you?
No, what are they?
I think I told you the story how I got in trouble for them, but they're the pastry where half of it is vanilla frosting, the other half is chocolate frosting. So I told you my freshman year at UConn, we win. I believe it was against Buffalo, and my parents brought up probably 4 cases of half moons for the team. So I bring them in the locker room after the game. And if you were a betting man, would you bet that went over well with Randy Edsall?
I'm guessing no.
No, it did not go over well. It did not go over well. We won the game. We won the game handedly. Buffalo was a 1A program at the time. We were still 1AA in 99. Right. And Randy's Fuhrer came out. He was disgusted that there were pastries in his locker room. He's like, what the hell is this? Why are guys passing around? What are these things? Who brought these things? Fucking Cully. What is wrong with you? Were you dropped on your head as a kid? Were you eating paint chips? You don't bring cookies into a locker room after a game.
Right.
Yeah, so that didn't go over well. That didn't go over well. But that was a legendary moment that one and the other one that is memorable that all the coaches still remember to this day. I should have asked Lyndon when he was on with us. So my freshman year, I had been there about a week, okay? And I always had the coaching mindset, as Frank said. So I went up to our offensive coordinator, who was Dave Warner at the time. He ended up at Michigan, Houston for a while. He still coaches. I said, Coach, I love your offense, but I got to play. And I drew up a play for him, and I gave it to him. 30 seconds later, my 400-pound black man offensive line coach, Norris Wilson, comes running out of the locker room in his tighty whities, yelling my name, Cully! So I go over, he goes, did you just suggest a play to our offensive coordinator? I said, yes. Is that wrong? He said, what in the fuck is wrong with you? You don't fucking do that. We give you the plays. If we need something from you, we'll ask for it. Fuck you. That was my first week at the Berkshires.
That's crazy.
And like 3 weeks later, he implemented my play. So I think I was right. I think I was right, and they were all wrong. So I didn't have the best of start. Oh, I also have to give condolences to Beverly Sims, who lost her husband Saturday night.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. That's very, very sad. Very sad. Bev is just unbelievable. And I was talking with her Saturday night because I am helping to promote Razul Wallace's fundraiser at the Swift Factory. And yeah, I wanted Bev to come. And Bev said that she would love to go. She didn't know if she would be able to because her husband hasn't been doing well. Her husband had Alzheimer's. And but she wanted to contribute, and she sent a check to Razul. And she sent the check to Razul. She made the check out to Husky Talk. So now I'm trying to figure out if I should tell her and say, hey, can you send Razul another check and make it out the House of Changes? Because he's going to send me the check. I'm going to deposit it into. I've never even used a Husky Talk. I don't even have a Husky Talk account.
Right.
So it was just messy. But two losses. I feel bad for both of them. But that's hopefully things are going to get better. We got the girls, at least are playing well. Spring practice is in full swing. I just hope they're working on the right things and being productive. They have such an easy schedule coming out of the gate, which worries me. Now, there's really no point to play a tough schedule because, you don't get rewarded for it. It's just a matter of when you lose.
Right.
But they play Central Connecticut State and Delaware. And, the biggest thing I think they need to focus on, keep developing that run game, stay away from the outside zone. Don't rely on it as much. Try to run some power, try to implement some counter, go under center maybe. Because if Figiano's your quarterback, I don't think you can live and die in the gun. Can you stop yawning? Am I boring you that much?
Tired. Yes.
You're always tired. And you're the one who kept me up watching that goddamn hockey game.
Well, this is not very exciting.
It's not very exciting? Do you want me to get stripped naked?
Who cares? I mean, we know Figiano should be the quarterback.
No, I know, but it's still spring practice is crucial to developing.
Doesn't UConn have any news that comes out with respect to football?
Dave, I looked.
To be
everywhere.
Interesting.
I looked everywhere.
Boring, dude.
I looked everywhere.
Holy shit!
We don't even have the Locked On podcast anymore. They get very little coverage. Where we used to have beat writers at practice every day, so it's tough to know what's going on. Now they do have.
We already reviewed Tyrese Mills, Ty Chan.
Yeah, we watched all the film. We watched the film when they transferred in. I remember, but I think
practice.
No, they have nothing. They have nothing. I think MJ Flowers is a guy to watch because they need that running back. They have Cam, but they need Flowers. And defensively, with all the losses they had, they got some good replacements. But, the guy they got from Washington didn't play much. The guy from Temple, I think, is the best of the bunch. So it's going to be difficult to kind of predict where they're going to end up, and they're taking guys who haven't played in 2 years. It just blows my mind that you would take transfers who transferred twice, and that's where it comes into what you said. I wholeheartedly fucking believe that they need to put in some sort of transfer fee. Maybe that would curtail it.
Well,
maybe that would.
It would slow. They put out here at UConn. Let's say.
It's out of control. I'm telling you.
Oh, that's from Pro Day. It's stupid.
Let's see.
First I go whip out the boat. Right, man.
I don't want to. Oh God.
I'm telling you, nobody see.
And there's no context to this.
Ice came with the train.
Who is
Yeah,
this
it's
running?
pro
Who
day.
is
It's
this
pro day.
touching? Who is this
Oh,
jumping?
who are we
I
watching?
don't know who the hell it is.
That's Malik Dixon.
I know,
That's
but my point is, can
that's
you
Chase
show
Lund.
me who is doing what?
They have a terrible social media department.
Like,
They have poor creative.
Okay, who is that? Who is that?
That's Joe. Just Joe. That's I don't know who 8 is. Oh, this is from spring practice. Okay. Yeah, you're right. You're right. There's no context. You don't know who's who. They're showing great plays, but you don't know who's fucking making them. Episode 1, Merrimack. Oh my God, season spotlight.
My name's Joe Fignano, quarterback, number 2.
Yeah, Joe, you're lucky I like you.
Coach. The home opener,
Yeah, Kashif, you're great.
Start of the season is always great. You know, I know the student section was pretty energized.
It was exciting. I remember jogging out in that field and
Energized. There were 20,000 people there.
To be able to get in front of
Energized.
these, hometown fans here.
Sleeping.
And my teammates.
Currently sleeping.
I could go watch
Try to find a
Paramus
rhythm in the
Catholic
pregame,
and find
just try to
20,000
start
people.
fast. We really have harp on just starting fast. The receivers did a great job getting open.
I like the gear. The gear looks good.
Yeah, it should. It's Nike. It's all they have that's good.
Pro Day. Who is that?
Yeah, that's Chase Lund.
I know who
That's
it is.
Chase Lund.
I know who it is. Nobody else does.
That's Tua Brown. That's Jaden McDonald or Malik
No
Dixon
names
Williams.
on it. No names.
Yeah, I know that. I know that.
No
I know
names
that.
on this.
I know. You know what?
Thank you. Happy St. Patrick's Day.
I'm gonna eat.
I mean, happy St. Patrick's Day. Why isn't everything green? Why is it blue?
Happy St. Patrick's Day. We'll email
Director of the Year.
We'll email David Benedict.
David Benedict's athletic director of the year.
He was not athletic director of the year.
Yeah, that's what it says here.
It does not. It says NACDA. I don't even know what that means. NACDA, AD of the year.
The National Association of Athletic.
So you know what? I'm the NDCA podcaster of the year. I declare myself that. I declare myself the podcaster of the year.
Our UConn's athletic department self-generated around 7.6 million increase from 23 to 24, 43% increase from 22. Paramount contributed over 242 million to the economy. Give me a break.
Can you stop speaking so fast?
I don't know what the hell this is showing.
Did it say we generated revenue?
Yes. There we go. Let's see. Get back at it.
All right, I can't take this fucking music. Whoever picks this music should get fired. God, are they even in pads?
So,
The music is atrocious.
That's Anxiety. That's a popular song.
It's it's from the 70s, isn't it?
Oh, they remade it.
Oh, they remade it. Okay. You know what Frank was watching the other day when you called?
What? Who?
He was watching The Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3.
Oh, good movie.
No, it's not.
Oh,
It's a horrible movie. It was James Gandolfini's last movie. Were you a Sopranos guy?
I like Sopranos.
So you weren't a diehard Sopranos guy?
No.
Really?
I like it though.
Do you now? Were you one of those that thought it gave Jersey a bad name?
Nah, I could care less.
Oh, you could care less because you don't care about Jersey, or you just didn't think it gave Jersey a bad name.
It's a television show.
Yeah, it's entertainment, right?
Yeah, I mean, listen, does it give Jersey a bad name? No, it showed how the mafia operated, you know?
Now, let me ask you this, because you are in Jersey. Does the mafia still, in fact, operate?
I'm sure it does.
But what could they do? Like, where do you make money? You can't loan shark. I mean, you can't shake
make money.
people down.
There's always ways to make money.
Oh, all right. I never thought that the mafia would be able to operate in the 21st century. Because, like, you used to hear about Gotti and all these things that you don't hear about the mafia anymore.
Oh,
Like,
could you still own
can you is
recycling
there,
trucks or garbage trucks? Or
yeah, is there still money to be made doing that?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe we should try that.
Ha!
I always wondered this too. What time do you get up in the morning?
Early.
Are you up by like 6, like to get your kid to school and everything?
No, my wife brings him to school, but I'm up like 6:45, 7.
You're up by 6:45, 7. Okay.
Then I get
but-
tired in the middle of the day.
Yeah,
So I feel good.
that's your
when
nap
we're-
time.
Yeah, then I needed myself like a 45-minute nap.
You need the siesta. Yeah, I
Yeah,
get that.
I've always been that way. I've been that way since I worked in tech when I first came out of college. I would after lunch I'd close my door.
Oh, that's right.
I would take a nap.
That's right. I forgot because you have your MBA, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I was talking with Frank. I told you Frank's son got into Syracuse and Rochester.
Right.
Yeah, we were debating about where he should go to school, and I said that over my dead body he should go to Rochester or Syracuse and pay $80,000-$90,000. Because your college degree doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It just matters that you have one. He can go to one of the good SUNY schools. He can still major in like biology, and still go to a physician's assistant school and work in the medical field. That's what bothered me.
Well, what does Frank want to do?
Frank said that if Rochester costs $40,000 or under, Cutler can go.
Okay.
If it doesn't, he's not going to be able to go. I said, have your kid take out loans. That's what that's what you did. That's what most people did.
To the end of time.
Yeah. I said that's what you got to do. But he's dead set against it. And I wish he would have played basketball or volleyball or wherever. I thought that would have helped.
Yeah, that would have helped.
So now you had said, I believe you did not do a bracket for the NCAA, right?
No.
Okay. But you still had Auburn, right? Winning. Or Duke, or maybe I think you said Auburn, Duke.
I think Auburn and Duke are the two best teams that are left.
I do too. I do too. So you actually watch and you think Auburn, Duke. And do you think McNeely will stay for UConn?
Yeah, I think he'll stay.
Yeah, I think he will too. I was looking at his projection, and he was going to be like in the 20s, 15 to 20. So I think he should stay. They were able to keep him in care.
I think they should. Yeah.
I'm gonna count how many times you yawn.
Oh, I'm so tired.
Well, how do you yawn so much though?
Once it hits like 12 noon, I'm just shot.
You're done.
I need to close the eyes for 30 minutes, and
then you're rejuvenated. That's what it takes.
I go all the way to late at night. So
yeah, you do. We keep you late on Mondays. I know. I apologize. We keep you late on Mondays. All right, so that's good then. We got a lot going on. We got a lot going on in sports. The hockey team. Now, was that was the Frozen Four, right? That they lost?
No, that was to get the trip to the Frozen Four.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And the baseball team is doing well.
Are they?
Yeah. So, I mean, we really could have a banner year if football continues to improve. Baseball's going to do well.
Football's good. Like, it's amazing that there's no content on anything.
That's what infuriates me.
There really is nothing.
And I emailed Kevin and I emailed Phil just to see about the podcast because Locked On's gone. I said, what about us? We'll give you some coverage and we'll tone it down a little bit. Well, we'll be nice, and I won't say Locked On my balls. And I can say Locked On my balls. Nobody's going to criticize. Now, what are you looking at?
All right, this is UConn. This is what they put out. content-wise.
Move more
Oh,
with the Dr. Scholl's
God,
24-hour
Jesus
energy
Christ.
multi-purpose insole. Using the only patented technology.
Is this
powered
from the
by thousands
website?
Of highly resilient, elastic
Yeah.
boosting beads infused in a flexible gel to provide energy boosting support where and when you need it
Energy
most.
boost.
Top
Oh,
of
maybe
the
I
layer
should.
of memory
I'll
foam to
contact
detect
them.
exactly where your foot
Okay.
needs cushioning, relieves pressure, and returns energy, treating tired, achy feet with every step. And
Oh, we'll
helps
get
stop
some
soreness and muscles
orthotics.
from occurring.
I like that.
Meet the Dr. Scholl's 24-hour energy multi-purpose insole with boosting beads.
All right, here we go.
Yeah, I'll get some Dr. Scholl's. I'll reach out to them. Oh, this is the hockey UConn Health Pinnacle of Performance.
I started skating at the age of 6, and then I tried hockey at 7 years old. I
We have a
grew up
women's hockey
watching
team?
the Montreal Canadiens a lot, and I guess I kind of fell in love with the sport. I got injured playing flag football. I had the ball and fake
Why
one
are you
way,
playing
went
flag
the other way, and
football?
something.
Ugh, I can't take that. That's just horrible.
Randy would never allow us to do that. If he caught anyone playing basketball, he'd have a conniption. Legendary Basketball Episode 3. This is the horse shit they put on.
They probably hate that. We at least I can listen to Hurley. He's entertaining.
Well, because he's unfiltered. He's unfiltered. He's half lunatic.
Move
And,
more with the Dr. Scholl's 24-hour
oh, the
energy
goddamn
multi-purpose
Dr. Scholl's
insole.
again.
Using the only
Every time.
patented technology powered by thousands of highly resilient, elastic boosting beads infused in a
Well,
flexible
now you're
gel
gonna go
to
get
provide
it.
energy boosting support where and when you need it most. Topped with a layer of memory foam to detect exactly where your foot needs cushioning, relieves pressure, and returns energy,
You guys
treating
putting me to
tired,
sleep.
achy feet with every step.
I bet
help
that you're
stop
going to
soreness
get
and
Dr.
muscles from
Scholl's
occurring.
now.
Meet the Dr. Scholl's 24-hour energy multi-purpose insole with boosting beads.
All right, here we go. Yeah, 30 seconds of that. I don't watch.
Yeah, UConn Plus.
And could you ever imagine not being on a team? Like how many?
Never.
You've been on a team
Forever.
forever.
Oh,
I talk
we would
about
never
that when
get
I
this
do
with
these
Calhoun, which
motivational
is
talks
funny.
on leadership or whatever it may be, that the one thing that you need in your life is understanding that you're part of a team. Other than the
Dave,
team when you're born,
Dave, I'm
you know
part of
you're
your
on the
team.
with your family. That's a small team.
What is
Yeah.
going on here?
But, I made my first team.
This is
I
good.
think I was 11.
This is not bad. At least
That's
it's these two.
61 years now. I had never gone through a year when I wasn't on some kind of team.
Who is the greatest alive? Simply the answer is I.
It's hilarious because Calhoun hated Oriema and they would never talk.
That is
So
funny.
It's funny
The
seeing
worst
that
part of
they
growing
actually
up is
speak.
when the season ended, and you, for a moment there, you go, well,
What do
am
I
gonna
do?
now? It's
Yeah.
like somebody just sucked
The emotion.
everything
in the-
out of you,
Oh yeah.
and you go, well, you still have your family, you still have your brother or your sister. No, if I don't have my teammates, if I don't have something to go to every day, then I've got nothing really.
Yeah, when you're used to it from 1 to 4, driving and pushing your team and striving, and then you get to that Tuesday and there's no practice in that block. Emotionally, physically, just
No.
bankrupt.
Really?
And when you
I
go
loved
from
every
playing
second I got
to
off.
coaching, and you think it
Okay. So,
I
frozen.
completely
It looks like
disagree
I'm
with
sleeping. Actually, it looks like I'm sleeping.
I know. I love it. It's great.
That's great.
You nodded off. I actually thought you were sleeping. I was trying to be quiet.
I was just leaning my head back. So
I disagree with them completely.
So I want to talk about that. When the season ends and you have your first moments of freedom for a few minutes, do you think to yourself, this is phenomenal?
I think it's the greatest thing ever. I love it.
I enjoy it.
I can't wait to get out fast enough. I would try to leave for Thanksgiving as early as possible.
Really?
Yes, because we would always end unless we would end the week before Thanksgiving. So sometimes our idiot head coach would make us stay until Wednesday. I would come up with an excuse and end up leaving Monday night. I'm not
Yeah.
staying till Wednesday, because then we had to get on a flight, usually Black Friday, to go recruiting. Like you couldn't go out on Sunday. He'd want you to leave on that Friday, and because of the price, because the price was cheaper. So I would try to leave Monday, and then I would get a flight Friday and fly out of Syracuse.
It hurts when you lose when you're a player. The feeling when you're a coach.
Oh, that I agree with.
There's nothing like winning, and there's nothing worse than losing.
That's true.
Well, I disagree with that completely.
You're responsible for all of them. When you're a player, you kind of take on your own responsibility. But at this point, the juice that you get
with?
from
I would feel shitty whether we lost or won. I would sometimes feel worse when we won. Because
why was that? Because it was relief?
No, because normally we'd get yelled at worse when we won by the head coach, than when we lost. And when we won, I would scrutinize every screw up or mistake that my guys made. And all I would be thinking about was Sunday is like, oh, I'm going to get ripped for this. Oh, I'm going to get ripped for that. Oh, I'm going to get ripped for that. I would know exactly the plays that I was going to get ripped for. And I would be going through my head trying to come up with excuses as to why this happened. I would just try to prepare ahead of time, because I knew I was going to get yelled at. So winning, I didn't get nearly as much enjoyment out of, because I knew it was probably going to be worse for us being yelled at.
Okay.
What I mean, you enjoyed. I mean, were you happy every time you won?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Still being nervous 40 years after starting at UConn.
Gino put on some weight
about an exhibition game.
Yeah.
That we're going to look terrible.
That's right.
That's not normal. Most guys my age, they're not getting nervous about anything, but it helps us live.
Yeah.
And we know a lot of people, I'm sure you do. We know a lot of people my age, your age, that their life is, and they look and act way older than us.
Yeah.
Because they don't hang around with 20-year-olds every day.
I'll take my ticket on the roller coaster ride. That is the season all day long. You're right. The highs of winning, big, and when you just want to do it.
Yeah.
And then even the lows, though. The lows when people.
I think basketball is different, though. Don't you think basketball is different? Like football, as a coach, I always kept a poker face. I never tried to show emotion, because I felt that if you showed emotion, good or bad, it could lead to a downfall. If something bad happened, I tried to act like that was supposed to happen. Like I couldn't lose my shit. I would try to stay calm and like, okay, we'll get it back. And if things went great, I would try. I would hate the coaches that would go crazy and celebrate like we won the Super Bowl if we scored a touchdown. Because I'm like, now, there were times when that would happen. The first or second drive of the game, we'd score a touchdown. The coaches would go ballistic like we won the Super Bowl. And then the kids would take their foot off the pedal and we wouldn't move the ball because they thought they scored one touchdown. They won the game. You never had that happen? You're frozen.
On you, and you just had your guts ripped out, and you're down, and people are kicking you. There's an opportunity in those moments, to show an incredible level of strength, prove people wrong, or show that you can turn it around and go win the next one, or
I want to get Hurley's
come back from a bad stretch. It's like some of those low moments, in a weird way, you kind of like it because you can show people how strong you are by coming back from some brutal losses.
I had no intention of ever getting involved in this kind of business. So for me, it was an accident. And then he was an ugly young man. Looking back on it now, I think the choices that you make when you're in high school, where you went to college or where who you met when you were in college and how those things shaped your life. Had you gone someplace else, would you have met obviously a different crowd, a different group of people, married a different person? Where would your life be now as opposed to where it is?
I can answer that one.
And I always saw myself working in an environment where I had to deal with people and I had to get the most out of them somehow, some way.
Yes.
And whatever that was, I don't know.
That I agree
got
with.
Thrown out of the law club by my professor because he told me that I wasn't disciplined enough to grind it out every night and study to try to get into law school. And I said, "You're absolutely right, damn it." But I knew I'd be doing something that involved how to get people on the same page, to do something that you were going to help them do.
Something in leadership.
That I agree with.
Yeah,
I agree with that. I agree with that. And it's tough. It was so tough listening to Lyndon and Ambrose talk about not being in coaching, because they were great coaches, and the fact that the changes the NCAA made in the game had made it so brutal for them to where they didn't even want to be a part of it. Didn't even want to coach. That to me is sad. And I would coach. I stopped coaching more because of the politicking and the networking. I wasn't big on networking and politicking because I didn't like those guys. I mean, there were guys that sucked up to certain coaches, and if you got lucky and you hitched your wagon to the right train, you got the big job. You got the millions of dollars.
No doubt.
And I wasn't that way. I didn't want to be that way. I just wanted to coach. I didn't care about being best friends with everyone. I just thought
that's the industry.
I know.
Massager?
I love those. Those are great. No, it is the industry. You have to network. You have to have people you can call.
Oh,
but I'll never forget, there was a coach at Holy Cross, Rod Plummer. I'll say his name. Rod Plummer called me 4,500 times to try to get him a job at Holy Cross. I got him an interview. He did okay on the interview. He called me 45 times after asking if he got the job. Now, I was the only guy the head coach talked to because I was the only one who you'd go to lunch with. So I just kept pushing him and pushing him and pushing him. And eventually Rod got hired. And I thought to myself, I would never want to do that to someone. If I had to do that to someone to get a job, I would be humiliated and embarrassed. If I'm going to harass a guy and hound them and beg them to get a job, it's not worth it. You either can coach or you can't. And a lot of it is, the guy I told you about was the head coach at Tufts. He said 99% of the time, the team with the best players win.
Of course.
I mean, it doesn't matter what you do.
Does anyone think differently?
Yeah, our coach did. He thought watching, like I said, I would get pissed off. We watched the Red Zone film for the 42nd time. I'm like, okay, this is the 42nd time we're watching the defense answers now. We're going to figure it all out on the 42nd time. We missed it on the other 40, but the 42nd, that's the one. That's the one that's going to tell us everything.
That's it. Everything.
We're going to score 1 million points now because we're going to figure it out. I just thought football, there are some of the dumbest people on the planet that play football. It's not that fucking complicated. You count numbers. If there's 7 guys in the box and you run a spread offense, you throw the ball. If there's
Correct.
6 guys in the box, you run the ball.
Correct.
It's a numbers game. And then you do it side by side. If there's 3 guys to the right, run the ball to the right. If there's 4 guys to the left, don't run the ball to the left.
Exactly. What I always used to say, it's
drive me fucking nuts.
I always used to say to me, football, and it used to drive me crazy when guys would be like, they don't understand. I hate when I interview. because you're always talking to someone who doesn't know anything about football.
Yeah, they don't know. They ask stupid questions.
And I'm like, well, what do you do offensively? I said, well, this is what I kind of lean towards, but it depends on my personnel. But
it's
Said,
situational.
It's all about space, numbers, and time.
It is. It's completely
how much space can I create, manipulate, not use, whatever it is.
Yes.
How much numbers? Where do I have more numbers than them?
Yep.
Where do they have more numbers than me? So I go away from that.
Yep. It's all situational. What's their blitz
time?
Absolutely.
Then time. Like
how much time's left, your field position, down and distance,
right?
It tells you everything.
Game, dude. People are like, what? Explain. What do you mean?
That's why I get
space, numbers, and time.
Yeah, and
then that's the game. Okay, that's the actual game portion of it. Obviously, there's aspects like planning and all the things around it, but the other part, which is what you said, then it's how do I get my Johnnies and Joes to maximize?
Put them in the best position to succeed.
Yep.
Don't ask them to do what they can't do.
Time, right? So
that would
they can play.
That would piss me off.
That's it. And guys are like, "What do you mean?" Like, wow. I'm like, Johnnies and Joes. That's the athletes.
It's Jimmy's and the Joes, not Johnny's.
Jimmy's and Joe, whatever you want to call them.
Okay.
Jimmy's and Janes, whatever it is. Okay, whatever they can do. It's what they can do.
Exactly.
First, then once you know what they are good at, then it's figuring out space, numbers, and time for your system, and then obviously once you know what you want to leverage with space, numbers, and time. Then you can create your structure for
you put them in a position to succeed.
And then you put the players in a position to succeed. So you create your structure, put the players in the position to succeed.
Exactly.
From that. If you run the best running back into the world into an area where they have 5 guys waiting for him, he's not going to gain yards. If you run him to an area where there's 1 guy might be waiting to him, he has a 50-50 chance. If you're able to get him in the space 5 yards down the field before anyone touches him, you're really in good shape.
Exactly.
It's like it's and when you interview, it's really crazy because I really think that there's a lot of football coaches or people around football that they may know, I don't know, how to play running back or how to play linebacker, but they don't look at the game as a simple macro level thing. It's what can my guys do? How do I put them in a good position? And how do I leverage space, numbers, and time?
100%.
And they're like, oh yeah, we gotta run. We gotta run this. We gotta run
100%. I used to get irritated because we had a coach who was insistent on running counter and power. We had a guard who couldn't pull for if his life depended on it. I always ran counter H because I never liked to pull the tackle. I didn't think there was enough space to pull both of them. I would pull the guard and the tight end. The tight end was a shitty blocker as a puller. And, we couldn't run power and counter to save our life. And our head coach is like, this is our play. Here it comes defense. We're going to shove it up your ass. Well, guess what? It got shoved up our ass every time.
Right.
And in the film room, I raised my hand like I do just to be an asshole. Coach, this is practice 8 now, I believe, spring ball. I think we've gained 8 yards total on power and counter. I'm not sure it's, one of our best run plays. How about we do some zone? Let's get back. We'll run some inside zone. My favorite play was zone divide. Zone divide was my favorite play, where you bring the Y across and kick out the backside end. That was my favorite play. So let's run some zone divide, zone read option. Let's do that way. Let's put some window dressing on it. Let's run some play action and get out of the gap scheme. Because in my opinion, my opinion as a line coach has always been, I don't believe you can run zone and gap. I think you have a line that can either block zone or they can either block gap schemes. I don't think they can block both. And then, I mean, nobody really runs ISO anymore.
Right.
So that was my philosophy. And then it was, I thought if you could run zone and zone divide good enough, and UConn got good at that, then you can run the naked off of it, which UConn ran a few times and scored. You fake the zone, you bring the Y behind into the flat. I love doing that. Or I love doing the slam flat with the tight end into the flat. I think those are great plays. I like the hard ball play action fake. I like running the hard ball play action. I like the post dig concept. I like the post wheel concept. And then, obviously I love for any blitz, the teams that usually bring 5 or 6, any cover 0 blitz. My answer was speed option. Speed option, I think, is unstoppable. Or you can run a jailbreak screen if your line's good enough to get out. And that's it. You just need answers. You need blitz checks. And then the thing that teams don't take advantage of, especially UConn, the biggest thing that can help you offensively is tempo.
Yes, agreed.
If you play fast and mix in the tempo, that gives you an advantage because it keeps the defense vanilla. So
absolutely.
I would always have it where when we cross the 50-yard line, we would go tempo. The first play, line up, snap it, let's go. Hand it off or play action, take a shot deep. Sudden change, I would love to take a deep shot. And then the other thing, Frank talks about this all the time. I hated teams because offensive coordinators love to they want 5 guys out, 4 guys out, 5 guys out eventually. Well, the problem is 50 protection is an anomaly. It doesn't really work. 60 protection, half your running backs can't block for shit. So if you know that your line is not going to match up one-on-one, you got to do 70 protection. You got to keep a back in. You got to keep a tight end. And then you can run 3-man route concepts. Now, it's going to be tougher because there's going to be more defenders, but the quarterback's going to have more time to throw. Somebody's going to find their way to get open. That was my philosophy. And it worked. And my favorite formation was always trips. Trips always gave us the best advantage. You'd either run trips or trips with a dead tight end backside. That was my favorite formation. Because to the dead tight end side, there was a lot of stuff you could do there. I used to like running outside zone. I would RPO it. I would run outside zone to the dead tight end and then a 3-man route concept.
Right.
And read the linebacker. If the backside linebacker flew with the outside zone, you throw the RPO. And that's your answer. And that's the biggest thing that I hope UConn works on with Joe Figiano. I just hope they go under center a little bit more. He has to be the guy. He has to be. Now, listen, with the schedule they have, as Joe D pointed out, Evers probably can win you 5 games. No question. If you want to win 9 games or more, you got to go with Joe. I think he gives you the best chance to win. They did a good job with their transfers, and we'll just have to see how they produce. It's just a shame they're not having the spring game. It's a shame we don't have as much media coverage. And I just hope that we do enough that we get into a conference.
Well, that's going to be a challenge.
Well, yeah, either the athletic director has to aggressively pursue it. It doesn't seem like anyone's aggressively pursuing us.
No.
So our AD has to really turn it on and aggressively pursue joining a conference. If not, then go down to FCS. Go play in the CAA. The CAA is a tough conference. Do that. There's no independence anymore. There are 2 Division I FCS independent schools, Notre Dame and UConn.
Is that it?
That's it. So what does that tell you?
Not much.
It tells you that UConn doesn't have its shit together because they have been resistant to going into a conference. They're not being aggressive enough pursuing it, and they're not going to survive.
Basketball.
Yeah, it's because basketball is the driving force with the Big East, but the problem is
Big East stinks, though.
The Big East blows, and it's not generating the revenue we need to succeed at UConn in all sports. If we can get football into a conference, even if we're not great, it's going to generate
absolutely
$30-40 million. So that's my problem. I wish that we had more coverage of spring practice so we knew what was going on.
Yeah.
I hope that they're doing well. I hope they're developing. I hope that nobody really enters the transfer portal, and we'll have to hope and see what happens. But
until next time.
Yeah. But we'll see what happens.
Not a lot to talk about, and that's what sucks. Like, there's a lot to talk about.
No, there is, but we got to find it. We just got to find. We got to find.
I think is the NIL thing is interesting, and hopefully
you make a Store Central profile. See if it rejects you.
I have a Store Central profile.
Do you have a paid profile?
No.
Yeah, you pay the $10 and get the basic profile.
Why?
Well, I can't ask you to do that. You just spent freaking $12,000 or whatever on you spent $1,200 on Megaphone. I can't ask you to do that. I'm going to keep trying to create accounts to see if I can get through. Because I want to go I'm going to post Husky Huddle. I want to post it on the Boneyard so bad and see what they say.
The Boneyard.
That's all I want to do is post it on the Boneyard. Because I love posting it in the Facebook groups. People get so hot about it. And it gets a lot of views.
Boneyard has any more UConn stuff?
But it's funny because this is the first time like Rebel has gotten. I mean, I've had shows just on Facebook getting over thousands of views, which hasn't happened.
Let's see what comes up.
So now I gotta start using your YouTube link instead of posting it myself on Facebook Live. So you get
name Schumann comes up. Schumann comes up in the barnyard.
But it doesn't let you post, right? You can read it, but you can't post with a free account.
Coach, at the 18-minute mark, they discussed Zanetta leaking it. Ooh,
what? You're in the Boneyard?
Oh my God, Dave Schumann has a podcast. He lives on my floor. He lived on my floor in McMahon. Oh yeah, my boy UConn Husky Dan. Interesting. That's it. That Cully said that Mike Burton.
I'm on there.
Had leaked, but told Cully to sit on it. Multiple leaks, or did Burton leak to multiple podcasters? He also
are they talking about the Big 12? Oh my God! When I got in trouble for the lockdown.
A prominent guy at UConn thinks he's a douche. I guess you're talking about Jared. Cully is tough to listen to. He sounds like he's bored listening to himself. Wow. He was dragging Jared based on what UConn was saying, but said Burton values him, so that's good. Oh my God. Dave Schumann on a podcast with my floor. He's got over a million subscribers on YouTube. If you're not a diehard, it's a tough listen. Cully meanders all over the place, but he's good for one laugh out loud moment every episode. Last week, he called the Yale coach Jack Sadike an annoying bald bleep.
He was an annoying bald fuck. He didn't know shit.
Then is Jared annoying to anyone here? Thought so. For a second, I thought you were saying Jared had over 1 million listens. I think that's great since he is one of us. That was it. Let's see.
He's Burton's right-hand man.
Let's see if there's any other good stuff here.
No, let's not. We don't need to see. You want to wrap up the show. We don't need to see if there's any other good stuff. I can't even respond back.
Well, this is Boneyard, not
Yeah, I know. I can't get on it won't let me on the Boneyard. I'm rejected.
Oh, you're rejecting the Boneyard too?
Jared's got me rejected from the Boneyard.
Oh. I don't know what to do. Let me see. I'll see if I can get some else.
So you typed in your name and that's what came up?
There's like 4 or 5 different things. Yeah.
Oh, good God.
Let me see. Cully.
Don't type my name in. Don't type my name.
Okay, no, it's mostly the same stuff.
Mostly?
Yeah. At least you put one of these guys, you had him in laughing in stitches.
Yeah, he said I meander and I'm painful to watch.
Yeah, he said it looks like he's bored by himself.
I'm never bored.
Bored listening to himself. That's okay. But listen, Dan, I think I know who Dan is. And he lived on my floor and he was a cool guy.
Good. Pay the $9.99 and message him back. And tell him I don't meander. And tell him
I bet you if I went on the Boneyard, we probably have even more viewers.
That's what I'm going to try to do. I'm going to try to, if I have to create a new account, I'm going to figure out a way how to do the Boneyard.
Does you like how I use my massager? Oh, this thing's
amazing. You're just doing it because you're bored and tired. I know.
Oh, it keeps me from falling asleep.
That too. What we're gonna do? We're gonna find some content that we can watch, and we'll try to be prepared next time.
Like I would like a couple of clips from spring practice that I could analyze.
I know. Did the Colgate coach get back to you?
Does anyone want to? If anyone wants to leak UConn stuff, I didn't talk to him. Did you guess him his number?
Oh, Frank was setting it up. I'll make sure. Frank
anyone wants to leak any good UConn videos? Football.
They limit what they can. They limit what they can film, I guess. So we don't know.
Sounds fun. All right, till next time. You got it.
We'll try to get that. Yeah, we'll try to get that. So we don't have Husky Hoops.
Hey, you know what you could say now? You can start saying locked on my balls again.
I can say locked on my balls. There's nothing to hold us back. There's nothing to hold us back. So we will see you tonight. 8:30, you think, or 8? When do you think you'll be back?
You should be able to come on 8:30.
8:30. Okay. All right. Beautiful.
Locked on my balls.
So is this going straight to the platform?
I don't know.
No,
it didn't pull it all in. I looked it up. It didn't pull it all in.
All right, so you have
it's too big. The YouTube's too big to pull it all in.
Okay, so you'll have to download it from StreamYard and then upload it to Mega.
Yeah, we'll have to do them as separate things.
So that's what I can do.
We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out.
All right, so you can go take your nap. I'm probably going to go take a nap. We'll see you at 8:30. This has been the great Husky Huddle, and I don't meander, and I'm not boring, and I am good for more than one laugh. I'm the king of laughter and the king of entertainment and the king of podcasting. How dare you? And remember, when life gives you lemons, don't make lemonade. Take 2 oranges, throw them right back at life.
Did you